Attila Chelski и Петър Шерхидой, Brick Visual.
Hello, nice to meet you. I'm Attila Chelowski from Brick Visual. I'm a co-founder and chief development officer. And Peter Sharhidai, he's a 3D artist, senior 3D artist, and he became a development officer as well during the period of time. So thank you for your attention, and thank you for Chaos Group to invite us. It's proud to be here. Beautiful city in Sofia. It's surprisingly beautiful. Our presentation will be about VR, static VR production workflow. Our pipeline will be introduced, and those tools which helps us to make it streamlined. But before that, please take a look for that show reel. So, a couple of short sentences about the company. Brick was founded in 2012. 3 of us made it. And we managed to grow until now, till 30. Very talented 3D artists work together in a vibrating community, so we very much like it. And the goal was, for the very beginning, to make our clients happy. Happy in a way that we have to deliver very good quality. We have to manage all the things as quick as possible and be as flexible as possible. So for that, we realized that we have to organize our company in a clever way, have to say yes for everything at the beginning, and solve the problems, solve the challenges during the production. So we invented a lot to in-house development, and we developed a such of tools which helps us to be able to deliver huge amount of products. For example, in this year, I think we will deliver much more than 1,000 images, a lot of animations, and of course the VR is coming to the picture. The funny thing is that the Brick at the very beginning was funded for a purpose to sell a real-time architectural representation tool. That was the Brick Walk. I start the video, this is our old logo, we loved it very much, but right now we are much decent. So that product was a very interesting thing what we very much love. This is a gaming engine which is written in-house, and the fact is that the clients loved it as well once, because whenever they realize that they need a huge machine, they have to use keyboard and mouse to navigate through the space. They realize that it's not a selling tool. It's not a good communication tool between our clients and between their clients. So, for example, developers cannot sell a house with that because it's too struggling. So it was too early to show that product on the field, but we had the knowledge. We gathered a lot of experience, how we should handle scenes, how we deal with polygons, how we deal with baked textures, etc. And at the end, that was a cool stuff, but a little bit too early. But V-Ray and VR is came into the picture. And at the very point when we realized that, okay, we have to step forward, we just dig out that experience what we already had, and we made a development group and started to work on tools till we have an agent application, an application for VR. So, what's happening right now? Right now, we are in the left side. What does it mean? We are architectural visualizators. So, we have our own pipeline with Max, with V-Ray, with post-production in Photoshop or any other Adobe stuff. And this is clear, streamlined, and we know how to deliver and how to be flexible. But this pipeline right now leads us to a static VR. In another hand, if you have, and we already had, a gaming engine approach, then you might already know how struggling, how challenging to make something very beautiful real-time VR, because the client wants the real-time VR. And this should be much more flexible as it is right now. What can be the solution? From the gaming engine, definitely a tool is needed for the whole society, or good tools which shortcuts that lot of roundabouts how a model can be implemented to Unreal right now. In another hand, and I strongly believe that it's just a matter of time, that if we have much more speeder render time, then it's just a matter of time, and we will have render time which can be almost real time, and we will end up together. It's no matter which is the approach, but the goal is over here. And what's happening right now with cloud rendering and GPU, it's a very important fact and boom in the ArchViz side of the industry. Actually, we're right now experimenting with it, but it's a secret right now. So, but what is not secret is the ongoing and well-developed product what we have, the still image product. So let's pass the words to Peter, who will introduce that one.
Thank you, guys. Today I will walk you through this project that we did for Gensler. It's an office building called Deon Plaza, and it's in the Silicon Valley. We just received an email from them a few days ago that we asked them that we would like to show this project to them, to you guys, and then we just got a big yes from them a few days ago. So I'm honored to show this. So the project itself was divided into two parts. First things first, we had to create a series of still images, and then once we were done with that part, we could go to round 2 to produce a series of stereo VR images. And it was a good and a bad thing. The good thing was that we could almost use our existing pipeline, just post-production and the rendering for the VR part, it was a bit harder. The bad thing was that since we had to do a VR and you can see almost everything around you, we had to do everything in 3D. So there was no cheating, no photoshopping, no backplates or stuff like that. So this is the Rhino model that we received, and these were the angles that they wanted. So of course the blue spheres are the VR angles, and the little boxes are the stills. And yeah, the problem came when they wanted some rooftop shots also. So we definitely had to go in and build a whole city around it. But first thing, we had to discuss what should be the workflow. And we thought that we should do a base scene where we structure all of our environments and hero building and everything. And we will create the images from these base files. And every artist will get one image. They will add in whatever they want. They will do whatever they want with those models. And then in the end, we will grab all of these and put it into the VR files, and then we can render them. So yeah, these were what we thought that we have a background, the mid, the close, and the center of our project. So I will go through shortly all of this, that how we prepare these assets. So we had our fire environment. This was the city that we also received from the client. It was nothing fancy, just some boxes. But the problem is there was no terrain, so we had to go in and hack somehow this environment and the texture from Google. And once everything is together, we just applied some random textures, scattered some forest between them, it doesn't look that good right now, but it was just enough for what we wanted. If we go closer to the mid part where we need more details and better textures, we also grabbed this from Google with textures. As we went even closer, there were some buildings that we had to do by hand. Also, this was the building next to our office building, and it was so close that, of course, we had to deal with the interiors. So I have a short video that how we did this part. We have this internal asset manager where you can just we have all our assets in this, and it's like 2 minutes to put together this simple interior scene, and really easy to find things in it. And once you're done, you prepare it to be a proxy, you export it, done. And we prepared like 12 of these, and we drew some splines into the interior and scattered them randomly with forest. So the end result was more or less something like this. Same thing with the people. We use scanned 3D people from different libraries, and we use these across for the interior, for the exterior parts, everything. For a bird view, you don't have to go and precisely build up your interiors or just the people around it. It's just whack it into forest, and you can. It's just enough for a shot like a bird view. Yeah, and let's prepare our hero building. Like I mentioned, this model came from a Rhino, and we had to deal with all kinds of importing issues. And whenever we receive a file from Rhino, Revit, whatever, The first thing is, of course, you have to export it and import it to Max. But Max is not the best software to handle tons of geometries, and so it's easy. You should attach it together. But the problem is attaching something is really, really slow. So I made this really funny example, attaching 1,000 teapots with how you do it. And surprisingly, it takes more than a minute to proceed with this. And when you have a huge city, what you need to proceed with, this could end up 2 hours or freezing out. So we created this little fast attach, and with a few tweaks, it's like 5 times faster than the built-in one. So we could save a lot of time with this. Yeah, so first things first, we export it and then import it to Max. And this is just a really fast record that we have this complete layer structure. And the goal is to, once you import something, the first thing is you have to clean up everything and put into its relevant layer. And after a few hours, you will get a pretty decent asset which can go to the next phase. And the next phase is round 1, which we have all of our assets. We should start creating the images. Yeah, images like this, which has heavy Photoshop, but a client definitely wanted to have the same look and feeling and quality in the VR renders. So what we did is, since we have this base file and all the artists are working on different parts of the model or different parts of the image, and then once they're done with their part, we just shift it back to the base one to render. Also, we have a handy tool in the office called Fine Transfer, which allows us, if someone is working on the same part, they could split the job, and if one guy does it, he can easily share it with the colleagues. And the way this works, if someone just comes to my desk and, hey Peter, I would like to, can you send over these chairs and that plant? And you just select your colleague's name, you name the file, and you press send. Press send, yeah. And by the time he's back to his desk, he will receive that little red notification that you have something. And if he refreshes it, then he will see that he received something from me, and then just merge it, and he's ready to use it. So this is handful when we don't need to create temporary folders and trash our server with these unneeded things. But more importantly, of course, models are important, but what if you have the same scene and have like 5 or 6 cameras in it, or different light setups? We use this scene manager to handle all of our cameras, and you can create different setups, add resolution to it, add a dome or a sky or HDRIs. And in this example, I'm just quickly putting together these 4 views for the images. And you can browse for HDRIs, you can rotate them, or set up the inverse gamma or things like that. You can also select the environment, what you want to see in the environment, and in the end, you will get this setup. If you save your Max file, you will these settings will be saved also, so it's easy to pick up these different light setups. And you can also set up where you want to save them as an output, and if you click render, it will go through all of the images and render them and save them with all of the elements. So once we rendered these, so this was one of the white renders that we did, and this was the final. Also another example, the white render, and the final image. So we are ready with run 1, and we can jump into the more exciting part then. All of these guys made tremendous detail in these images, and somehow we need to grab this and try to render it out. So the task was simple. Just grab what they did, optimize it, put it into an XREF, tweak it for the VR angle, and then hit render. In this example, you see these blue parts. These were just specifically added for these still images, but if you combine these two into a VR shot, you will quickly, I don't know, with a day of adjusting the lights and the people around us, cars and stuff like that, you can quickly get this result. And we jump into rendering. So once we have all this detail, we ran into some problems where we had too much stuff in this. So we had to, in the end, all of these files were rendered with a Dual Xeon workstation with 250 gigs of RAM, because this was the only machine in the office who could open this large scene. And we have because Attila mentioned, there are like 40 people working in the office with a lot of artists, and we have a lot of running jobs. After a while, it was convenient to build our own render manager. Not just that we couldn't find the right solution for us, it was also fun to create this. So we have, what is special about that, for example, we have these rules in this upper part, and I can set up for each person or for each project that from 8 to 8, you have 8 nodes, and that's all. You cannot use more, because there are like 10 more projects who needs to use the render farm. So I recorded a small video that how we use this. So if you fire it up, it's simple. You just need to select your version of Max and render engine, which was V-Ray. You drag the slider, you press create. It creates a temporary job, and then in Max, you just need to click distributed rendering, and you have all the pieces there that you selected, and you're ready to render. And when Max starts rendering, it sends a small message to the program that it started rendering, so the guys who are sitting in the office cannot touch it. And yeah, and once you're done, it's back to inactive, and then after 10 minutes, it will be deleted forever. And once we have all of these raw renders, we are ready to jump to the post-production part, and I will give back the word for Attila to explain this. Thanks.
So, post-production part. Again, I have to underline the fact that all of these things, what was happening over here, was for a reason to be streamlined, and whenever we reach that point when we have to deal with these huge VR renders, we still have to be flexible, because if the client wants some changes, then we have to react in a certain time. So it's very important to know that we have this ArcViz pipeline as I mentioned, we used to get to use Photoshop, for example, for post-production, and we aware of the fact that there are beautiful and enormous solutions such as Cara from Foundry, but we implemented a well-known tool for the post-production. So, if I go forward, let me summarize how is it going in After Effects. We have this huge stripe, which is coming from V-Ray. Thanks for them. We like this format very much because it has a huge pixel information, and somehow we have to deal with these 22 million pixels. If we would use some equirectangular image in Photoshop, in one case, with this solution, we lose pixels, and be honest, hard to deal with this strange torsion of the equirectangular, hard to paint over it and play on it. So we decided to go to After Effects, and we take the stripe and take one part of the stripe, one eye, and as soon as After Effects is a three-dimensional program, we are able to make a box, this box in the middle, which is the raw render, and every adjustment which are added, that the different elements, new sky, let's put a reflection layer on the windows to make it much nicer, etc., etc. This can be handled in a similar way in After Effects in 3D. So we are making 3D boxes, and these 3D boxes blending together, and this makes the image. As soon as we finalized the post-production on one box, all the adjustments synchronized to your other eye, and those two boxes are ready to form to the post-producted final stripe, which can be fed in to the application what we have. How does it look like in live? So we have a beauty render. It's very nice. Here comes the magic when I choose the script, what we've done. And when the script is run, then over there, all the 3D boxes are made automatically. There are adjustment boxes, and there are stripes. And right now, I'm in a three-dimensional space. And as you can see in the next animation, here there is a top view, there is a camera in the box, and that's what the camera can see. And we can look around, there are no torsions, there are no annoying things, and you can decide what do you want to do. For example, in that case, this sky, it's okay, but I would like to change it. Go back to the stripe, adjust some alpha layer on it, it keys out the sky, and when I'm going back to the three-dimensional box, then the sky has disappeared, and I just have to import my new sky box. Here becomes this whole pipeline a little bit difficult, but you have to remember that the workflow, the think how you use your tools are very much similar. I just put this skybox around the RGB layer, and the sky appears. Similar techniques such as take the Z path, invert it, put some color correction in it, and you will have some nice volumetric fog in the background. Okay, let's put some adjustments, make the color correction ready, and deliver the product to the client. The client will be satisfied, but they always have some comments. And here comes this whole pipeline came back to the picture because for example, in that case, the client was not satisfied with that side because it's a very dizzy and cool restaurant in front of their project, and they want to lighten it up. Okay, whenever I work on a post-production of a normal image, I just paste some additional layer on it, paint on it, and it will be nicer. And the same can be done in After Effects as well. I took the shadow element and mask it in front of the camera. Again, the most important thing that you have to remember that you are in 3D. This is a 3D space. Therefore, if you want to mask, you have to mask in 3D. So there is a plane in front of the camera in the desired place, and the masks which were applied on this plane are effects that shadow cube which is in front of us. So this plane affects as a mask in three-dimensional space. So I can easily lighten up the restaurant for the client, and the client was very much happy with that. So that's the workflow. When the post-production is ready and it's done, here comes the application. That's very important that the client doesn't want to deal with problems. They want to have ready solutions. So this application, what we've done, is a very important tool. Is it started? Okay, so how is it working? This is a quick video about it. That's work like get bats. Okay, we already sell this product, and the very important thing that we gathering all the information back to the client, how they use it, what are their experience, etc. And of course, we are working with sales partners as well. And one of the most common challenge with this whole VR stuff is the fact that everybody who uses VR became isolated from the surrounding, and it frustrates the users. They don't like to be in the middle of a stage and everybody staring me, not comfortable. And in another hand, also hard to communicate with the user, hard to point out, okay, you should go there or you should use that. Right now we are not force the client to use a keyboard and mouse to navigate through the space, but still this user interface can be challenging for someone. So we realized that somehow we have to step in and we have to help to the client to be happy. So that's happening right now. We've just developed, go inside. So we just developed that tool. It's yesterday, or yeah, it's yesterday. So it's very fresh. It's not the final one, But as you can see right now, if Peter my client, then I can easily help to him to look around. If you look down, then you will see a menu. And if you choose the map, for example, and you choose the first floor, for example, then you can go upstairs if you use the hotspot 4, and etc. By the way, this house is from Ex Machina. We loved very much that movie, and the girl is downstairs, but we cannot show it to you right now. So as you can see, this works pretty smoothly, and the most important thing that this is not streaming. This is multiplayer. So the computer right now is logged in to the same space where that user is, and it allows us to invite several people, and in the near future we would like to be able to interact with each other. So right now that user, the computer point of interest is just logged to that point of interest, that's users, but they are separate users in that multiplayer area of Unity. So basically that's how we are right now, and we are continuously trying to push our boundaries further, and I just want to advise you that do the same. So thank you for your so thank you very much. That's all.
Okay, thank you very much. Amazing stuff. I'm just amazed. Добре, ако имате въпроси към момчета, ще е супер да ги зададете сега. Някой? Да, само една секунда. Се опитам да притичам.
Hello, guys. I just want to ask you, I saw that you're dealing with a lot of big projects. You have 1 million polygons. How you deal with that when Max crashes or stuff like this? I mean, you know, it happens.
Yeah, it crashes a lot. And
I know that.
with this project, we had some error messages that I never saw before. And it's just... there were several cases when, whenever you finish your job during the night, you save it and you said, oh yeah, I'm done for today. And in the morning you go back, you try to open it, and it doesn't open at all. So in these cases, that's why you need a workstation like I mentioned, that could just open up everything. So, yeah.
Thank you.
How do you see AR in the equation?
That's a good question.
Being able to interact with the dealer, for example, right there on the venue spot.
AR. Let me say that as we are architectural visualizers and our clients want to show huge buildings and complex scenes, then AR is a thing which is hard to deal with. For example, we had at the very beginning, at 2012, we had an AR-like stuff, and you have to just read a QR code, and you instantly be in the place with your device. But to make this half AR or fake AR thing to a real AR one, it's a completely different development path. And we didn't start that path yet, but these things are going side by side, and I really hope that in the near future we can grab some clever guys who help with us, help with that.
All right, someone else? Oh, wow, okay.
Thank you. If I may ask, did you ever encounter a very big VR project, let's say, I don't know, 30-story building where you had to introduce to a client pretty much every floor, every apartment in VR, and in that case, how you would optimize it, if you can say, of course. I mean, if it ever happened that you had this huge amount of floors.
Yes, we are working together with a lot of Norwegian developers, and right now. So my short answer is no, not yet, because this one is a lucky cooperation with Gensler, and with this project we learned a lot how to deal with these stuffs, and we will use our experience to be able to go into the Norwegian market and make the same in a bigger amount, but they don't. So it's never good to show something to the client which cannot fulfill their requests very well. So it's an important experience from the very beginning with the brick walk, which was too early. So that's my answer.
Okay, great, thank you.
Just two more. Just a second.
Hi, thank you for the presentation. These tools you guys are using are just wow, just wow. And my question is, you have obviously thought about this using real-time engine, Unreal or whatever, for doing static VR images. What discouraged you to use this approach? Is it the level of quality that is not yet there in real-time engines, or is it the time that the project would take? Thank you.
I think the time, just the time, because the quality can be the same or even better. So still with that old product what we had, we made such a good feeling around you with volumetric sounds and dynamic post-production boxes which tweaked the whole scene nicely. So it's just a matter of time, because a tool set is needed for ArchViz guys such as we. We are not gaming guys. There are 40 talented ArchViz people in the company, and none of them ever opened an Unreal engine. But they are talented, and they are able to deliver the highest quality in the field. So we are different guys.
Hot what? I want to ask you 1.5 questions. One question is your application support also stereo 3D for VR? And the half question is, what is the name of application app? Because I haven't seen it in
Yes.
Google.
Sorry, what was the first question? Because I didn't understand it.
Do you support stereo 3D in VR? It means that VR but in 3D.
It's stereo, so it's yeah. And your second question is, yeah, it's a good point. You have to make some nice content for Samsung, and it has to be validated, and after that it can be downloaded as an official application. Right now this application is installed directly to the client's phone.
Thank you.
Just one more.
We've seen that you use a lot of in-house tools in your production, like I think Pulse, yes, script for After Effects and all the other stuff. Mm-hmm. Have you considered, I don't know, selling them or sharing them or distributing them in any way, or you plan to only make it in-house?
Yes, our aim is to share it or distribute it in the community. We already announced that, for example, the render manager software will be free to use for some beta testing for other companies as well. It was announced in Vienna in a couple of months ago. But right now we are testing it, that newest version, and when our cooperation with V-Ray to make it as streamlined as possible, when this will done, then it will be a step forward for a beta testing.
All right, thank you guys. Amazing presentation. Applause again. Thank you.